We've recently picked up a CNC for our workshop. Let's have a chat about that. G'day guys, Kieran here from KJH Woodworking and welcome back to our channel. We've recently picked up a CNC from the Maker Store here in Victoria, and I've had a couple of people ask me to review the product on both Instagram and YouTube because we've posted some short form content around the CNC. This video is not that. Let me tell you why. I've cut 2 parts out on this machine. I cannot review a product that I've only used twice. This video is going to be about going through the process to get to the point where we're at and what my initial thoughts on this particular unit are. We're going to go through everything, starting with ordering, assembly, through to the wiring, the software, as well as how we found the initial use and what we have in store using this machine for both content and creation purposes. And throughout that, we're going to throw in some clips of upcoming videos around everything to do with this particular CNC. Let's get stuck in. So ordering this machine was an absolute dream, both through the Maker Store and online. It's quite simple, walks you through the whole process. However, there are lots of different options. Me, knowing nothing about the CNC, had no idea what I wanted. So I made a phone call to the Maker Store. They walked me through the whole process and then worked through what the best option for me was going to be. Full disclosure, I did get this at a discounted rate. However, the Maker Store made it clear they didn't want to buy my objectivity, in the sense that I can say whatever I like to give you guys honest feedback on the process and the product. I found the ordering of the machine quite good and the customization of the machine brilliant. And the fact that the way they sell this is by bringing all of their parts together to make a kit means that getting spare parts is simple. Now, I may or may not have smashed a couple of things throughout the process and the learning curve, like limit switches. They're fragile. But getting replacements was simple. Just jumped online and ordered those. Now let's talk about the build. Now for me, the build process sucked. Now that's just me being honest there. Now I work with timber and I did my apprenticeship using timber. I have not worked with metal ever. Machine parts and me, we've never really had any experience together. So it was a steep learning curve. If you want to see the entire process, subscribe to the channel because I have a complete build series coming out where we go through everything step by step. But a couple of things about the process is instructions are your friend. Don't be one of those people who go, I don't need the instructions, because you do. There are so many parts in this machine and the instruction manuals are fantastic and they walk you through step by step. They also take you through what parts you require for each step, which makes life so much easier. Take your time, do it systematically, and watch my build video because there are a few things that I may or may not have buggered up along the way, which meant I needed to pull stuff apart, redo and whatnot. So there are some cool little pointers in there, but all in all, I hated putting it together, but it wasn't too hard. It's just not my thing, not gonna lie. I like working with timber. I like cutting stuff out on the CNC. I do not like putting the CNC together, just saying. But if machine parts and mechanics is your thing, it is a brilliant project to do over a couple of days. The whole process took me about 3 days to do, but that was because I was using the camera and whatnot. So I reckon you could get it done in a day, depending on your skill level. Now let's talk the electronics. As you can see, there's quite a lot of electronics going on in the back. 90% of it, nice and simple, easy to do yourself. However, there are some components that need to be done by an electrician. Again, I got a full video coming out on how we broke down all of the electronics and wiring them back to your controller and so forth. That I found quite easy. It's relatively straightforward. My only tip would be take your time, do it properly, and label everything as you go. If you do not label everything, it is a nightmare when you come to the end. I might be speaking from experience here. May have worked that out myself. But all in all, the electronics went through swimmingly. I didn't really have any dramas. Main thing I found was to keep your spindle cable away from all of this so you don't get electrical interference or noise, as they like to call it, because that wreaks havoc on your spindle and stuff starts to skip and whatnot. Just keep it separate so that you don't have that drama. Now for me, out of everything to do with the CNC, from buying it through to using it, was software. That was my biggest challenge. Learning the software, learning how to model the software, and then learning how to export that as a G-code was a real challenge for me. Main reason being, when I learned to use my modeling software, which I used Fusion 360, I probably didn't teach myself the right way from the beginning for things to flow smoothly into the next stages, because when I was using Fusion 360, I had no intention of getting a CNC. Setting the model up and setting yourself up to thrive with that sort of stuff is imperative to getting a really good smooth result on the machine. So taking your time to learn about your particular machine, your particular bits, and setting that up in the software is key to getting a good result here. They always say you're gonna break a couple of bits. I nearly blew up my entire spindle because I was cutting too deep and it overheated. Take your time, do things slow, learn to use the software, because if you learn to use the software, you will get so much better performance out of your CNC than anything from the mechanics of it. I'm not gonna lie, I am not the person to teach you that, just saying. I have now done 2 courses on Fusion and highly recommend them both. The YouTube channel I Like to Make Stuff has a really good course on Fusion 360 for makers. Highly recommend it. It's relatively cheap in the scheme of things, but if you want a much more in-depth professional course, you're gonna pay a bit more, but I would highly recommend the course by Kevin Kennedy because that is absolutely sensational. Really goes through everything step by step and gives you a good grounding for the Fusion 360 side of things, which will allow you to create good quality G-code to run the machine. After you've created your G-code, you do need a software to run the machine and actually move bits around, which the Maker Store recommends CNC JS, which is so simple to use. And I have a video going through how to set all of that up as well as how to use it coming out soon. So subscribe to the channel to see that because that is the easy part. Happy to teach you that. Fusion 360, I'm staying clear of for the time being. Come back in 12 months time. Maybe we'll change our mind once we've learnt what we're doing. Okay, so let's talk first use. Mine was atrocious. Horrible, worst experience of my time in my workshop. Couple of reasons why. I skipped some vital steps. I just assembled and went, hey, let's use it. Don't do that. Calibrate your machine first. Out of the factory, particularly if you've built it yourself, it is not accurate. So make sure you calibrate your machine. Again, I'm doing a video on that, but basically you gotta think of it like this. You're telling a computer to tell the machine to move a certain distance. How do you know that machine's actually moving that distance? You don't, unless you calibrate it. So if you tell your machine to move 2000 millimeters that way, is it actually 2000 millimeters? Is it 1900? Is it 2100? You don't know. Therefore, you have to check it and you have to work through that calibration to make sure when you tell your machine to move 2000 millimeters, you know it's gonna move 2000 millimeters. So you've got to go through that process. The next thing I didn't do enough of was testing the machine, working out the capabilities of the machine. I did a couple of test cuts on MDF using a small bit and then went, hey, perfect, I got this in the bag. I did not have this in the bag. I did not have this in the bag. Not even close. So testing, working out your speeds and feeds and your depth of cut, vital before actually using the machine. I broke several bits. I nearly overheated and blew up my spindle. It wasn't pretty, that's for sure. But we got through all of that, and now if I was talking about the cuts I'm doing now, really happy with them. Happy with the product, happy with the end result. Just took a lot to get there. In saying that, I've only cut 2, maybe 3 things out on this machine. I flattened the spoil board. That worked out really well the second time I did it. The first time I did it, I tried to take 3 mil off with a really big bit and the machine just wanted to die. But I can sort of understand that, you know? It's like giving a toddler a 20 kilo bag of cement and saying, hey, lift this. It's not gonna work very well. Now, as I said at the beginning, I am not in a position where I am happy to give this product a review because I don't have enough experience using the machine. Come back in 6 months time and bang, you will get your review. But I don't feel comfortable saying, hey, go and buy this. This is a great machine. I highly recommend it. Yet what I can say is based on my experience so far, I would buy this machine again. 110%. But that's based on my experience so far, not necessarily the experience I'm going to have over the next 12 months with how it performs day in, day out. So far, it ticks that box of I would buy it again. Now, if you want to see some really cool things that we do with this machine, including dust boot, sign making, vacuum tables, hold down solutions, putting a camera in the dust boot so you can actually watch your spindle from the comfort of CNC JS, as well as record and get cool content for your Instagram and so forth, then I would highly recommend you subscribe to the channel because they will be coming out over the next couple of months. And then I will give a full review and breakdown of my experience with the machine in 6 to 12 months time after I've used it enough so I can give you guys an honest review and honest feedback on the product rather than just say, hey, they gave me a discount, go buy it. I don't want to be that kind of creator. But again, based on what I know so far, I'd buy it again, without question. If you've got anything out of this video, I would love you to smash that thumbs up button because that helps us spread to more people like you, which I am greatly appreciative for. Now, if you've liked this video, I highly recommend you check out this video and I will see you there. Cheers, guys.